If world politics was a soap opera, the United States would be the nosy, judgmental neighbor. Its own house, after all, is in complete disarray, but that does not stop Washington from judging and preaching others. Take their activism on Manipur, for example. This is a state in northeast India which is in the grip of ethnic violence. There are clashes between two communities, the Metis and the Kukis. The former wants a scheduled tribe status, the latter is against it. And this has led to violence. The Indian government is trying its best to resolve the situation. America says it can help. Nobody asked for its help, but unsolicited actions, you see, are an American speciality. And that's exactly what the American ambassador to India did. Eric Garcetti, he recently made an unwarranted remark on this issue, expressing his quote-unquote concerns on the situation and offered American assistance to India. But if we go by his statement, it reeks less of actual concern and more of a desire to embarrass New Delhi. Listen to this.
We pray for peace there. When you ask, does it concern the United States, I don't think it's about strategic concerns. I think it's about human concerns. I think all of us, you don't have to be Indian to care when children or individuals die in the sort of violence that we see. And we know that peace is the precedent for so many other good things. There's been so much progress in the Northeast and in the East here. The country has done some remarkable things in recent years, and those can't continue without peace. So we stand ready, willing, able to assist in any way if asked, but we know this is an Indian matter, and we pray for that peace, that it may come quickly, because we can bring more collaboration, more projects, more investment, if that peace is in place.
So you heard that. It's about human concerns. You don't have to be an Indian to care when children or individuals die in this sort of violence, says someone whose own country has witnessed a colossal rise in teenage deaths due to gun violence. Have a look at this report. Between 2019 and 2021, the number of children and teens killed by gunfire in the US rose by 50%. And if we speak of 2023 in particular, there have been around 13,900 deaths due to gun violence so far. And of those who died, 491 were teenagers, 85 were children. How many children have died in Manipur due to the violence? A few handful, and that is tragic. There can be no comparison, after all, when it comes to lives. But the point we're trying to make is simple. When there is violence in America, India does not preach Washington. But when there is violence in India, Washington always pokes its nose. And why just India? When there is violence in any part of the world, America treats it as its business to lecture them. And who exactly left America in charge of the world? Who appointed it as the global cop? Well, the Americans did that themselves. They believe that they are always right, their democracy is perfect, their politicians are flawless, and their society is ideal. And everyone else deserves to be lectured. The fact is, India does not need America's criticism or its praise. Not just India, most of the world is tired of American self-righteousness, especially given its own track record on law and order and minority rights. I have some more numbers for you. Have a look at this Pew survey from 2019. 82% Americans admitted that Muslims are discriminated against. 64% admitted to anti-Semitism. And there is a sizable population that continues to deny the Holocaust. Another survey by the Anti-Defamation League found that 63% Jews had experienced anti-Semitism in the last 5 years. And I haven't even spoken about Black Americans yet. In the last 6 years, 34 Black Americans on an average were killed by cops per million population. 26 for Hispanics, just 14 for white Americans. So basically, getting pulled over is a normal experience for most white Americans, but for black Americans, it is the difference between life and death. And all these reports, by the way, are proof of American smugness, American self-importance, and American self-righteousness. They are also proof of American hypocrisy. It is an exercise, after all, to whitewash a blotched history, a history that extends from slavery to race riots to now gun violence and police shootings. Yet, Washington believes it is endowed with the sacred right to preach. And it does not matter if the church is burning around it, does not matter if it's a friend or a foe. The bottom line is this: India-US relations are at a critical juncture. If Washington is serious about building a partnership with India, the lectures must stop. Partners trust each other to manage their own affairs. They don't lecture, they don't sanction, and they don't judge. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.